It's a brutal scene, screams of pain. Chaos machine, kick out crew, we're ready for the fight. Breaking bones, taking it to the height. In the face of darkness, we rise as one. With every blow, our spirit won't be undone. KOC is here, never back down. Bring the pain, you better feel our crowd. Down songs on, kicking it into gear. Bodies collide, the pain is crystal clear. Kick out into the battle's just begun. We'll fight till the end, we won't be undone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, guess who's back? Back again. Your show is back. So be sure to tell your friends because as one ex-president of WCW would say, we are back and boy, we are better than ever. It feels damn good to talk to y'all. I know we've had a little hiatus. I've been everywhere, man, and we've all had some things. Shout out to the 4th of July also, and it feels damn good to be back. Mike with a sweet, Kyoto shirt. He was obviously busy doing some big time
with a
things.
Kyoto shirt.
Yeah, we got the kick out crew. We got Bryant on screen. I mean, things are coming to, things are gonna be a little bit different, but guess what? We're all gonna stay the same, man. That's what we do. Why wouldn't we? It's your show. That being said, I want to welcome everybody back. It's been a hell of a break, but man, I feel good. I feel damn good. I know we're all feeling great and pumped up for this. So, hey, why not me shut up and let's get to the guys. So, it seems like we got some breaking news. Mike, what is this breaking news?
Well, before I get to breaking news, I got a little story to tell y'all. Okay, so last week was my daughter's birthday. We had a little birthday party for her. And she got some birthday money. So what did we do? Next day, we went to Walmart, get her some toys, get what she wants. She got $50. That's what she had. And, of course, I'm there trying to teach her about the money, like spending money and, all this. Like, you can get this, you can get that. Like, first thing she went for was something that was like $300. I'm like, nope, out. Ain't getting that. You have $50. So let's go, and we'll go. She picks out a toy that's $10. I say, okay, if you had 50, you spent 10. How much do you have? Like, trying to teach all this other stuff. And as we're there in the toy aisle, there's another family there, another lady, and I guess it's her mom or something. They have a kid, and their kid's acting like a wild, right? Well, then mine starts acting like a little asshole. Now, if I told her, Hazel, stop. You're acting like an asshole. They kind of looked at me. That's not nice, is it? I'm like, yeah, it is. She continues to do it. I say, Hazel, you don't stop. I'll bust your ass, and we're going to sit right here until you stop. And sure enough, I do it. Right? Not care how you parent. Like, if you're a parent, you on your kids, I don't care how you do it, right? So this lady had her kid there, acting like a fool, and she saw baby. Oh, baby, no, this. Let's do this. It's like not punishing it, just kind of spoiling it as it's doing it. Mine starts acting like a little asshole. I bust her ass and make her sit down there, right there in the middle of the damn aisle, until she stops. Now I don't. I'm not spanking her or beating her. I just give it a pop. And hey, you're sitting here until you stop. This lady cussed me like a dog because I did that. I was a bad parent. I shouldn't do that stuff like that. And a bunch of other stuff. The lady that was with her, like I said, it was a mom or somebody, older lady, as the lady passed me, she walked, out of the aisle. She looked at me, she's like, you have my respect. That's how you should treat your child. Your child to learn. Gave her a couple minutes. Mine was fine. She finally said she was sorry. Started acting right. So we started continuing shopping. About 10 minutes later, we run across the same people. This lady's kid still acting like a little asshole. Guess that worked out for you, didn't it? You know, I mean, mine's fine. Please, thank you. And I'm telling her, she said, can I get this? I said, well, baby, you got $20 there. How much is that money? She looked at the price tag and it was $30. She said, oh, that's $30. So, you know, and she's trying to think, yeah, so that's $10 difference. I said, I'll tell you what, it's your birthday money, it's your birthday. We can go ahead and get it. You know? So just parents, you parent the way you want. No different is don't tell the parents how to parent their parent. You know what I'm saying? Just let them do them. She got mad at me because I called my little kid an asshole. My kid's an asshole. I know she is. Okay. She knows she is. Ain't no problem. Love her to death, you know, but that's what she is.
So wait a minute. As we're recording, it was my birthday 2 days ago. I didn't get birthday money. So why does your kid get birthday money?
Because I got famous 2 days you go to Walmart and buy them presents instead of give them money.
Where's my presents? I turned 40.
Well, you got I think you got a very a couple special happy birthdays on Facebook and Twitter and everything else. So
No, you don't know, no idea how much that blows my mind, man.
Shout out to the Podfather, for telling Adam happy birthday, man. Conrad Thompson on Facebook told Adam happy birthday.
And Mike Kyoto sent me a text message.
Yo, Adam's on text message. Yeah, we had a break and Adam gets fucking BFF with Kyoto. They exchange numbers.
Exactly. So
And I want to drop one more name, Scott Armstrong. So, I've been doing a couple things since we've been out.
Am I good?
Trying to anyway.
See, if you guys didn't notice, I threw a little Bryant statement in there. But
shout out.
Anyways, now back to my subject. Couple of news breaks we got going on in the wrestling world. WWE is now getting ready to introduce a women's US and IC title. I want you guys to know your opinion. You think this is going to happen? If it does happen, how would you like to see this go? Like, do you want to see it happen? Do you think it should? Maybe it shouldn't. You know, I mean, WWE has a big women's roster. Me personally, I don't think it'd be a bad idea. You know, throwing another title in there, one on Raw and one on SmackDown, you know, for them to go after. And it's bringing, I mean, they're pretty much 50-50 with the men right now. So what do y'all think? Is it true? Is it false? And what do y'all think about it?
Go ahead, bro.
I think it would work, but I don't think you do both. I think you do one. You already have a hard enough time with your tag division that you're just going to bury that even more and bury it behind another singles title. You could almost make it like the tag title. That person can go to both shows maybe, but you're trying to build a tag division at the same time. I like the idea, but I just don't think right now it works.
Okay, so would you call it either the US title or their Intercontinental, or would you call it something different? Just that way it is a different situation. Because to me, if they brought in a women's United States top championship, they would have to bring, like, I think they would have to bring in another one for the other brand. Or if they brought one single one in that went on both brands, that would work.
I think you'd have to name it something different because, I mean, you already kind of have a little confusion with NXT right now with the North American title. You've got to specify whether you're talking about the men's or the women's. I think bringing in a new title that's just its own thing, not tied to the U.S. title for a man or an Intercontinental title for a man, it's just its own separate thing. I think that'd be perfect.
And they kind of jump both brands or all three brands?
Right. No, absolutely. I think you do it that way.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, and I don't think we need both of them. I don't think we need a women's intercontinental and the women's US because that's just putting a hat on a hat. I think there should be one women's championship, one women's tag championship, and then one in the middle, and that's it for all brands.
See, I think that could work too. They had something like that, but they have quite a women's roster. I mean, I know a lot of people say, AEW has the women's roster, like they have a good talent, which they do, but there's just so many talent, all over, especially between those two. You got to have something.
AEW's got a great women's roster. They just don't know how to book them.
They don't have both, and AEW does. I think they do have too many titles. You don't want too many titles out there, but you got to give those other people, that are kind of higher up, something to have in there.
I think I think it's a combination, in my opinion, what Adam just said and what all of y'all pretty much said. It seems like they booked Rhea's title. I mean, Rhea as champion, awesome. The booking of it could wishy-washy. You pretty much forgot about the other title when Io Sky had it, no offense. And then now Bailey has it. Yeah, it's still kind of I don't mind having another title because you do have an awesome women's roster, but I guess it comes down to how it's booked and the intrigue of the booking of it, Like, obviously, there's plenty of talented women, but if you introduce another title, like, if you book it like shit, what does it matter, Yeah, I'm for them introducing it if they book it good. But, like, you already have two women's titles, and one of them seems like all the time, literally all the time. So
Right.
I don't know.
And it also has to do with TV time too, because you don't have but so many hours, so many segments now. So, like, say if they were to start their own like once a week women's show, like a 2-hour women's show, hell yeah, I'm down for it. U.S. women's world title, women's, hell yeah. But it's just there's only just so many spots.
Or a pay-per-view like Evolution, like
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's an idea. Okay, so with WWE now, I mean WWE's doing amazing right now on a lot of things they're doing. Okay, right now they got this speed thing on Twitter or X, where they have a championship on that one, which I guess is pretty much a cruiserweight title type deal. What if they would do something like that on like just YouTube, like just a YouTube channel type thing? I mean, it would show up on course on like Raw or whatever, but do a YouTube, show like they do with Speed for like a women's title. That way it kind of, and that's just women, they have them on that segment, there's no men on there. It's just a women's, it can be 30 minutes. So you can have 2 or 3 matches in 30 minutes.
it could work, but then you're gonna have people being like, well, you see, they put the women on YouTube and put the men on TV. I mean, 2024.
I mean, the men are they're on Twitter. It's
true.
You know what I'm saying? So they're just on Twitter. So if you do something like that, and they can put them on Twitter too, do the same thing. But I'm just saying, YouTube, make it a little bit different, and now bring up their YouTube views. Which is something that they would definitely want. So make it like a YouTube like a YouTube title, or something that's just exclusive to that.
I mean, that makes sense. Have them over there, giving them their own time, because it's kind of like their own version of, like you said, just Speed. But at the same time, you want to try to make sure it's something that can be showcased a little bit, and you might get the views over there, but you got to make sure, kind of like the problem you have with Speed Championship is, you got to have the right person to draw the people in for it. And if your big stars stay on Raw and SmackDown, and we're just showcasing certain people over here, not that they're not stars, but the stars are what draw you in.
Well, I mean, especially if they do dark matches like they do with Speed, they do it after Raw, they do it after SmackDown, they do, stuff like that. So you still got the talent there, that's always going to be there. And they promote it on Raw, they promote it on SmackDown, they, promote it on NXT. And you can even have NXT, if you do it that way, you can have NXT women over there fighting for it. I think something like that, if they add at least one more women's title, I think it would work. On other news we got Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon are in talks with buying AEW. True, false, and what's your opinion on it?
Balls. We always look
Hun-
stupid doing stuff like this.
I
100%
know, but it's
false.
just one of those things. I want to throw it out there.
100% false. No chance.
I think so too. I think it's
No chance. That's what this guy.
There it is.
It was one of those things. You got one comment from Mr. Podfather himself, Conrad Thompson, and the good old voice of wrestling, Jim Ross. Little conversation between those two, and it's been in the news stream for weeks. So I believe that's completely false. Don't think it's going to happen. Is Vince ever going to do another wrestling company? We'll see. I think he's done now. My opinion. Other talks. We have all this stuff with TNA and WWE going in. As of right now, we do have Mr. I believe Joe Hendry is now added to the WWE roster. True fact that it was on there. But some are saying the reason some of this thing is going is WWE is in talks of buying TNA or becoming partners with them. So like a NXT, TNA, two different brands still, but together. True, false, could happen, maybe not, and opinion if it does and it don't.
I don't think it happens at all. Like, I think they stay two separate things. Just because TNA, I think, wants to try to be their own separate thing away from WWE. The partnership, I think, makes 100% sense with NXT. It helps showcase them. It helps get NXT talent more TV time on another area to get them more exposure rather than just the same crowd every week. Right. I think that's the biggest help for them. But I don't see them ever like fully being under the umbrella unless Anthem just throws their hands up, and I don't think they'll ever do that, honestly.
So do you see it as in like what Vince McMahon did with WWE and ECW? Like before ECW went bankrupt, they said like Vince was kind of throwing money in there and
I could absolutely see something like that. Yeah, they're not really WWE, but WWE just has like an eye on them all the time.
Right. We'll help you out. We'll give you money. You give us the talent.
Yeah, no, I could see that. I could see that completely. Yeah,
I think that makes sense.
More how I've been seeing things like that.
I will say that that statement of the water rises all. Wow, I butchered that, but like exposing the TNA talent on NXT obviously helps both of them. Now, could WWE buy TNA? Obviously, they could, and because money talks, obviously. But I don't know. I like it. I love it. I love Joe Hendry coming out there and fucking on. It's weird. It's so cool to see like Jordan Grace, WWE.com, video, Jordan Grace. Like, that's awesome to me. I love that. Joe Hendry appears on NXT and gets the most viewed video of 2024 or whatever. That's
the Rascals showing up too.
That is cool for Joe Hendry, number one, because that dude's paid his dues, and Jordan Grace too. But it rises all of them. The partnership, but here's the thing: how long is this partnership going to last? Because WWE is a big old. They may just be like, "Hey, we'll play ball right now, but we're still the big dog on the yard," So I don't trust. I don't trust the good nature of it. I guess what I'm getting at. But it's badass to watch right now.
Even now that they're like Vince is out, they're in Endeavor. They're. Do
you think the Endeavor chairman people even know what the fuck TNA is? Like, that's what I'm getting at. They can eventually be like, all right, back to your fucking hole. We're going to keep doing this.
Yeah, I mean, of course, they're going to because they're number one. They're on top.
Yeah.
They're going to keep doing it. So, nothing I got. Mr. Jimmy Uso cleared, ready to come back. What we got? What do you think we're going to have going on with him? I mean, we got a Roman Reigns. We got Jey Uso had a little bit with him, but Bloodline hasn't went. The new Bloodline hasn't went for Jey Uso so much. So, I mean,
Hot damn, Mike, are we a wrestling podcast? What are we doing here?
we're talking.
There's like 5 wrestling topics. I thought.
Exactly. And I got one more after this one, and then we're good.
Are we a wrestling podcast? I forgot.
Okay.
Another thing, am I broadcasting from the fucking 1920s? Because I feel like I'm in black and white.
You
right
are.
now.
I thought you were already. Yeah.
I
thought
wasn't
you
even
came-
saying
I
that.
thought
I
you
thought
were
it was
back
me,
in
but
Mike said breaking news. I made that joke, and then literally in black and white now.
all right. Last
No,
one.
you're good. We didn't talk about that. I'm
no,
down. Jimmy, Jay, Roman coming back. I'm for it.
There you go. I'm there.
We all good for it. Damn.
Agree.
Old bloodline versus the new bloodline.
That's the
I'm gonna
direction
tell
they're
you-
going.
I'm going to tell you how this story is going to play out. It's going to be Roman and the Usos versus the 4 of the new bloodline. The 4-on-3 is going to start taking them over. And then Heyman is going to be with the Roman and then the bloodline. And he's going to run to the backstage, knock on a door. It's going to open. You're not going to see it. And he's going to be like, hey, we need you. We need you. We need you. Blah, blah, blah. Heyman's going to run back outside. And then all of a sudden, some fucking
Goldberg.
ginger-headed fuck is going to come out to the loudest pop of all time, and he's going to come out in his Sammy shirt, and he's going to rip the fucker off like Hulk Hogan, and it's going to say honorary Oos, and that crowd is going to fucking lose it. And he's going to come in and even it 4-on-4, and I'm going to lose it myself. And that's how you want to get me cheering for Sami Zayn? The
That's how you
4th
do it.
bloodline member when they're getting like 4-on-3. That's how James is going to be like, Sammy! Just saying.
That's how you do it. I'm telling you.
It has, dude, it's so perfect. Like it's literally like softball pitched, like underhand pitched to us.
Yeah. I think that's great.
And
And my last bit of news. Breaking news coming out right here. LeBron James is right now in training to become a wrestler and is going to challenge Cody Rhodes for the undisputed title at the next Saudi Arabia event.
How much
Who?
weed did you smoke to find that headline?
I'm just saying. I know people. Okay? I know people. And they told me LeBron James is in training right now.
I'm
And
just
he's
laughing
gonna
at James
face
out here
Cody
showing that
Rhodes
thing.
for the-
oh, my dad gave it to me. I just want to make that clear.
Special
Funny
order
thing
on
is,
Ring Tide
I
Collectibles.
found a picture of LeBron James with a Dallas Cowboys hat on throwing a football.
Well, we're not talking about football.
Next.
He
Actually,
ain't
you know what?
getting
I'll
no
cheer
bump
LeBron James if he fucking kendo sticks Brad.
Oh, here we go. So I guess that's not going to happen.
No, God, no.
Nah,
Not
it's
even
not.
close.
Anyways, that's all I got for my news break. Thanks for joining.
Well, say, welcome back to the Kickout Crew from the silent era. Or was silent era? Whatever.
Silent era.
Tried to be funny. Still the same OG, but have been low key, you know. That being said, I guess it's time for today, huh? So what is today's agenda, as some would say?
Well, today's agenda, I feel like, has changed at least 6 times in the last couple days.
Sure has.
But what we finally all agreed on, question mark, is we decided there was a clip that went around on social media that I saw of my favorite wrestler, Bret Hart, having his final match, and thought it would be interesting to cover what was the last match of a legendary career in a not so great way and great ending to a career. So that is what we're covering today on the show, James.
Well, I will be damned. And I guess it's my turn. What is today's match? Boy, I'm glad you asked. And I took notes at work today because I still don't have dual screens. So I had to write it all down the old fashioned way back in the 20s.
There it is.
But today's match is Bret Hart versus Kevin Nash for the WCW World Heavyweight title. It takes place at WCW Monday Nitro from January 10th, 2000. Shout out Conan O'Brien.
This is the era where Tony Schiavone said it was coffin on roller skates.
And he has some great quotes, which we will get into.
Dude, I watched this Nitro and it was so bad. It was so bad.
You know how bad it was? It was from the Marine Midland Arena in Buffalo, New York.
So bad.
It had an attendance of 8,990. It had a match length of 10 minutes and 54 seconds. I was going to look up the TV views and Meltzer's rating, but I had to get back to work. But yeah, we are doing this little washy-washy, or I mean, if you're watching on our video version, rumor has it you may see an extra screen. Because you can pull your Peacock out and go to January 10th, 2000, and to go to, I don't know the time code, but someone else probably does. So if we can drop that Tizzity time code,
time code is 1 hour. Time code is 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 30 seconds.
That is 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 30 seconds. You can hit pause on us. You can find it on Ye Olde Peacock or WWE Network. And, somebody can give a countdown. I'm going to try to figure out my ceiling light, and we can get this show on the road.
Go ahead with that countdown.
Who's hitting it?
I guess I'll go for it here. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
They're hanging from the rafters.
As I was saying earlier, I watched this whole episode of Nitro. It was so bad. I mean, they let Double J wrestle 3 different times in this episode, and it was matches that he had no business in.
I fast forward through this whole episode, and it was still fucking terrible. Just so we know.
I mean, at one point it was Double J versus George the Animal Steel. Another match was him versus Tito Santana. And this is in 2000. And then another match was Double J versus Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Snuka in 2000? Sign me up.
Inside a steel cage.
Yes, that's right. The cage come down. And it was, man.
I mean,
oh, and this is where the Funker was GM. Damn.
Yeah, he's the commissioner.
He's the commissioner, yes.
Yeah. Love me some funk. We want the Funker. Your mother should have done this years ago. That's what he says right there. They got Scott Steiner tied up.
Let me stuff this butter down your throat.
The pride of the 806, baby, the Funker.
Yeah, because it's supposed to have been his birthday, and they got him a bunch of ladies of the night, and he had been going back and forth to the locker room, and so that's why he was in the position he was in.
Shout out to those 2 ladies.
What did y'all think about the entrance ramp, though? Did y'all like that? How it opened up and they came out? No.
It opened up that cat's butthole, and then every wrestler walked through
Yes.
it. Kevin Nash said that, or Bret Hart said that they were bros, but not tonight. They're fighting now.
Right.
This is all Terry Funk's way of trying to break up the NWO 2000. He thought by putting them against each other, it would help kind of sow the seeds, break up this new faction trying to destroy WCW. Because we are also days away from Sold Out 2000, where Kevin Nash would face Terry Funk in a hardcore match for the commissionership of WCW.
Oh, okay.
Did anybody notice that Shivani says a line like, "Oh, there's something, go to Waterloo," or something like that, which is very ironic that we're covering this match because right now me and Bryant are getting drunk in Waterloo.
Yes, we are.
But I
I'm
thought, like,
jealous.
damn, Shivani straight up said, like, "Oh, go to Waterloo," and I'm like, wait, I'm talking to you in Waterloo, Shivani.
So
It looks. Go ahead, man.
well, I just have a question from a fan. Lee Watts wants to know. He said, Bret Hart didn't seem like himself around this era of wrestling, and so do you think it had stuff to do with everything that happened back in WWE, or was he just not into it, or did he know WCW was just going down the drain?
Was this before your favorite wrestler kicked him in the head?
This is actually 2 weeks after Goldberg kicked Bret's head into the 5th row of the MCI Center in Washington. So this match is happening while Bret Hart has what was described to be a stage 5 concussion and still dealing with concussion symptoms at this point right now.
Oh, but still got in the ring, yet hates Goldberg all these years later. I'll be damned. He does look like if John Cena turned heel, he would probably be wearing what Bret Hart's wearing right now.
Probably, yes. By this point, actually not as a joke, but like at this point, most of his gear had been stolen from the locker room in WCW because security would not regulate who would go backstage. So fans would just go backstage and they would just take his gear when he would go shower.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
Oh, that makes sense. So why he's wearing something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I hate this T-shirt and shorts and tennis shoes. It's just so not Bret Hart, man.
Yeah. At this point, he's down.
I kind of dig it though. I mean, especially as a heel, he's not coming out in his regular stuff. He's just coming out there. I don't mind what he's wearing out there, honestly.
Yeah. At this point, I think he said from his book, he said he was down to like maybe 1 or 2 pairs of his actual ring gear. So he just stopped bringing them and decided to wear this as a way to save them.
No,
And look who's the referee.
The ageless wonder, Charles
Freaking
Robinson.
Charles Robinson looks exactly the same now.
Yes. Much like James, he goes through a time machine to find his way back from then to stay looking as young as he does.
Take the color, type A, baby. And I will say, I want to say this. Everybody jacks off the Brood entrance theme. I put it number 3 or maybe 4 on the list. I honestly think the Wolfpack theme is amazing. And it gets lost in the shuffle when everybody does these lists.
Well, see, you're talking about entrance. Jim Slim, I guess that's what his name is. He was asking the question about the entrance music. It came out, both of them had the NWO, and then it was like more like their entrance music. So Kevin Nash came out with that, and then there's more like a Wolfpack, and then Bret Hart came out and so the NWO, and then his music. How'd you like it, like doing like that, or do you think they should have had the same theme? Or
well, one's part of the Wolfpack because the Wolfpack is back. Shout out your show, and we're causing mass destruction.
Yeah, but they're technically right now they're in the same group, right? They're NWO Silver, I think, or is this
Silver and Black?
Yeah.
Silver and Black.
Yeah, Silver and Black. So we had black and white, we had red and black, we had silver and black, we had gold and black, we had, purple and black, you know.
Shout out to
So-
the Bullet Club doing the same type of shit. You know?
But it's the same. We're speaking of that, we have James White. He wants to know,
Racist.
do you think they had too many versions of the NWO?
Yeah. Too many versions, too many people.
Too many, yeah. I don't think they, me opinion, like, don't call it NWO. If it's not Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Hogan, you can't call it NWO.
Brad Stanton from Philadelphia or Levittown or wherever the fuck wants to know, hey James, who are the announcers? Well, Brad, glad you asked. It's Tony Schiavone, Bobby Heenan, and Mike Tenay, I believe. And Joe
Shout
Hayden.
out to him.
No, I'm kidding. And they don't
I
sell natty,
mentioned this
so
episode is
yeah,
terrible.
everybody watching, they don't sell natty at the gas station, so whatever.
Moving on.
Can't believe you converted.
See, you're making that big money now.
Yeah, I'm a manager. That's why I'm in a collared shirt, which you will never see me wear because I fucking hate them.
All dapper with your expensive beer.
Yeah, it was sweating my fucking balls off too.
Hey, but it's daylight time.
Yeah, and it's still over 100 fucking degrees.
I hear that. It's dark out and it's still fucking 100 degrees here.
It's as we record this, it is 6:15 California time, and where I live, my phone says 91. It got up to 111 that I noticed.
That's
So,
crazy.
James, have you done much? You just got there within the past couple of days. Have you done a little bit of traveling around, kind of sightseeing?
I went to a Primus concert. I went to the Saturday. I went to a karaoke bar, got really drunk, sang 3 songs, met some people. That was cool. Sunday, went to Primus. Hey, here's a fun story. I'll save it for my segment, actually.
Yeah, that's what I want to know about your segment. Things you're doing lately, right there and there. Right now, we got Kevin Nash whooping the fuck out of Bret Hart.
Probably has no idea where he is at this point.
I'm just glad there's an actual referee in this match because 3/4 of the show it's been Chris Benoit or somebody else. So seeing an actual referee in this
So-
show is great.
Speaking of that, Adam, we've got a spot coming up right there where Bret Hart clearly gives a low blow, clearly in front of Charles Robinson. How are we not calling disqualification here?
I think he was told to be laxed or whatever because I know Terry Funk and them have been kind of running the show for the night. And you'll see something come up later. So I think he was just told, throw everything out the window and just count. But I'm not real sure. I can't remember. I didn't get to see all of it. Like, I couldn't watch the whole episode. It was that bad.
Did any of y'all watch this episode live?
I think I was well into WWE at this time.
That would be me.
Right, so
I
you
I
would.
was too.
Were you flipping back and forth, or were you watching one and then the other? Or?
Oh, I was flipping back and forth. I still watched everything I could. I still do. But yeah, I was flipping back and forth every Monday.
So watching this live, do you remember what you were thinking about? Just not just this match, but the whole state of WCW at the time.
Why so much Jarrett was my number one question. I'm not going to deny that. Even watching it back now, I'm like, there's a lot of Jeff here. And that's the only thing I never understood was like why we're pushing Jeff so hard. And then I kept laughing at all the, we'll call them legends, getting together to form a group when it's like majority of the roster is your old time legends and stuff like that. That it's like, okay, I don't know what we're going for here.
New Blood Rising, huh? Millionaires Club. Oh, and Legend.
There was one point in the show where the guy that come out dressed like JR, he went by Oklahoma. He was in this episode, Medusa had to come out, and the way she was dressed was just, it was just over the top. It was so bad.
Ed Ferrara is the name you're looking for.
Do
He
you
played
think there was so
Oklahoma.
much Jarrett?
See, there's Arn Anderson right there
Oh,
with a pipe.
In a ref shirt.
and a ref shirt. So
That's why Charles Robinson wasn't doing DQs and stuff like that, because of stuff like this.
The enforcer being the enforcer.
Right.
There it is.
Back to the whole Jarrett thing. Do you think Jarrett got so much TV time around this because of Vince Russo?
Yes.
I mean, we know they were close buddies.
Oh, here he comes.
And he was the U.S. champion at this point too.
Softball season's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to really swing.
And this is January, so that's why he's there.
Hey,
It wasn't
did he break
April.
his leg right around this time? Or was it
Such a bad chair shot.
Well,
Bad
Brett's
kick.
trying to protect himself with his concussion. Let's just be
I mean, yeah, I'm
realistic.
saying,
you know,
yeah,
Brett's not going to
gotcha.
take that bad to
And
himself.
who's responsible for this cage? Who's telling him to lower down?
So I want to
That
get
would be
back to
Arn.
the fact that Bret Hart hit himself in the head with that chair after having a concussion, yet still blames Goldberg for all of his problems. Shout out.
Like,
Blames
I feel like
Goldberg
if
for
he
the
would have stopped
concussion.
wrestling after the kick, he'd have been okay. But he made the decision.
The problem was, and it's even like put in his book, and then like even with other reports, like WCW didn't really give him a choice of like taking time off. They were like, well, we need you to do this. We need you for this. Hey, we
Yeah.
won't put you in the ring, but we'll put you in this segment. Because like there's a segment where they didn't have him wrestle for the show. It was a Thunder. And they do this spot where he does a quick getaway in a car. And the car hits ice and spins out. So that's still something that, yeah, he's not wrestling, but it's jarring on a guy who's got
Yeah.
concussion.
The G's.
Well, here's my question. How many NWO people are running down
Fire.
to save
Fire.
Brett?
Your mother's a whore. You egg sucking dog.
How many people are running down there to save Bret Hart?
Well, at this point, the NWO consists of Kevin Nash, who is laying on the floor, Jeff Jarrett, who now has a severe concussion from Jimmy Snuka, and Scott Steiner's tied up in the back. So nobody's really left.
And we see Kevin Nash getting burnt the fuck out of him.
Yep.
I really do like the fact of Bryant when because no lie, when I was a kid watching this, I was like, hot damn, there's a lot of Jeff Jarrett. Because I do remember like my waning of WCW was obviously a lot of it went to shit. But I was like, God, they just love Jeff Jarrett. And I just remember always watching Stone Cold and everything.
So, what was the point of bringing down the cage? They didn't use the cage at all. He didn't throw him in the cage. He didn't do nothing like that. Nobody ran in to stop, cage didn't stop nobody from running in. What was the point of bringing down the cage?
To look
Like I said,
cool.
that whole episode was terrible.
It was all to look cool, man.
The whole burning thing, I mean, come on now. Like,
He was trying to burn Kevin Nash. I mean, he's got to brand him. That's how it
he
works.
has to, but I mean, too bad his damn
He branded the
singlet didn't
tights.
even have no burn marks on it. I mean,
I like how it gets on that brand though. It gets like real close, and then he kind of touches him, and Kevin's like, "Ah!" Like sells the shit out of it.
he sells the fuck out. Of course,
Yeah, he
hell
touches
yeah.
his tights.
Yeah.
It's not even touching them.
Tell me how many bulls and horses wear tights.
How many could I
I
fit
guess
on?
it's
All
something
right.
like that. The electric thingy that Goldberg got. That I mean, made him shake his head so much every time he gets kicked in the stomach.
Mhm.
That that's the reason, right? If somebody stomps on Goldberg's foot and he shakes his head, it's a reflex from him getting electrocuted.
Cattle
From
prod.
the-
No lie. When I was a freshman, the seniors really loved to bully people, like hazing or whatever, which is, not cool, but because it's new times. But yeah, I got cattle prodded as a freshman with a real cattle prod, like a real straight up, not the little taser bullshit thing, like a real meant for 2,000-pound bulls. And I got straight up chased. Now, run, because they just looked at me, run. And I'm like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And they're like, no, run. So I take off, fat little James running, and then seniors chase my ass down. like hit me with that cattle prod, and that fucking thing don't play, bro. That does not, real deal cattle prod does not play.
Yeah,
Back to
so
you,
this,
Jay.
Professional podcast.
I'm sure it's internet issues because
Well,
between
I mean,
Alabama, California, and Georgia, and Nebraska.
well, we know electricity does that. I mean, Gold Dust, he got hit by lightning or something, and he started stuttering and everything else, and he recovered from it. But thankfully, he recovered from it. Goldberg got struck with a cattle prod and electrocuted, and he still damn shakes his head if he gets his foot stopped. I mean, it affects it's something in his head that it affects. I mean, I don't know what it is.
That is true.
I'm just saying.
No, I mean, it just goes to show how bad it was back then. I mean, because, like I said, the guy coming out as Oklahoma making fun of JR was the icing on the cake as far as how terrible it was.
Adam, I do have a question about that. Is that not lazy? Like you have no other ideas, so you have to go with that. Is that not lazy booking?
Yes, and then he come out to the Oklahoma fight song.
Boo.
It was so bad, man.
I think like it's okay to like mock people, like get not that not justifying that, but like the Nacho Man and old Hulk Hogan, you know, it is what it is on that. But are you out of ideas so bad that you have to go to it? Like, are you that fucking uncreative? That was my biggest issue about that back in that day. Like, there's really nothing else you could have thought of.
It just, like I said, come out the Black Cat, the fight song. It was, I don't know what else to say. And he was threatening to beat up women, how women should be in the kitchen, and if they can't bring their man a beer, then they're not worth nothing. It was so bad, man.
That is
it doesn't age
terrible.
well.
Exactly.
So I understand. I can see why they didn't last.
But you know what is gonna last? Us. Cause hey, we took 2 weeks off and we're kicking out at 2. And ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Cause you know what time it is? It's time for Adam's thing. So Adam, what you got?
All right, so I told y'all, the last episode we did that I was gonna pick a guy that maybe I just refereed their match or I talked to in the back, just kind of highlighting an independent wrestler. And when I was in Mobile for Diamond Championship Wrestling, I ran into a guy named Jack Passion. And so, if share screen's open, I will show you this gentleman for the folks watching at home. This is my guy, Jack Passion. He just won the Diamond Destiny Championship from Buzzsaw Pinelli. He won it in a cage match. So, he is about a year in. He comes out rapping. I mean, he's not bad either. He's his interest music raps. He raps with it. He's a big time babyface, big crowd favorite. Like I said, he's only not even a year in, man, and he's showing out. So I can't wait to see what he has for the future. I've done 2 or 3 of his matches already. I know Scott Armstrong's pretty big on him. That's why they put that belt on him already. He's got stuff coming up. I know he was at OVW for their pay-per-view that they did as we recorded last weekend. So he was out in Kentucky. He was also not too long ago was up at Rocket City, which is where we did our Top Guy thing. So he's starting out Mobile. He's originally from New York, so he doesn't get that bad Southern drawl like some of us have. So I think it's somebody that you really need to look out for. He's probably 6'3", about 235, 245, moves good in the ring. that building that we were in this past weekend was rough. I ain't gonna lie, it was super hot. And they battled through that match, man, and they were the first match. So they had to set the tone for the night, and I believe they done it. So Jack Passion, 1 year in the business, somebody looking for in the future.
Nice.
So shout out to my boy, man.
Like I got what Adam's been doing is rubbing elbows with little Scott Armstrong, you know.
No, man, like I said, if anybody's got suggestions on somebody that they might have seen locally, I know Mike Bulber sent me a couple of guys, so I got to do a little bit of research on them.
Oh, IWC? Some IWC guys?
I'm not sure. He didn't tell me where they're from.
Oh.
He just sent me a couple of names, so I'm gonna look them up and go from there, man. Guys, send me your suggestions, man. I wanna highlight these guys, especially if I think they got a bright future. Like I said, Aaron Dallas, what I did from the last episode, to Jack Passion, they're like we said, they're both champions right now. So I just want to keep it going, man. I've been around this stuff for a while, so I want to pass my little knowledge, what I know, I want to pass it along, but also get their name out. And while I'm talking about it, we got a big show coming up on the 20th. Here at Spartan. It's New South in the Spartan Arena. So we actually have New South coming into Spartan. We got Primetime coming into Spartan, all doing stuff together under one roof. So why can't anybody else? Why can't the professionals do it? Because if the independent guys can do it, I know these professional guys can. So I don't know why it's got to be, oh, we hate you guys, or oh, I hope y'all close down, or I hope this, or why they didn't got to be negative. I mean, we got 3 different promotions under one roof, and they're flourishing. They're selling out every time they come down here. So I don't know why the professionals can't do it, because these little independent guys, they can do it. So I don't know. These guys gotta do better.
Yeah.
But that's it on my end, buddy.
I like it. There's a couple of ALW guys that I'm going to send your way. Shout out to Alex Red, the owner, promoter, whatever. Ryzen actually wrestles a lot for ALW. And, you know, there's a couple guys, Jerry Swirls, El Ridiculoso. You know, I'm going to send your way. But, yeah, I like this spotlight because we there for a while we were spotlighting a lot of independent wrestlers, and it's cool that you know we keep that tradition going, you know. So I'm down with that. I like this.
Yeah, these young guys, they deserve to be spotlighted and have their name put out there. So
Yeah, because they're doing it for the like right now. Obviously, they're doing it for the passion, and that's
yeah.
you know, ain't nothing
Jack
better
Passion.
than passion.
Jack
Yeah,
Passion.
it's his damn name. You know,
Jack Passion. And he was one of the, and no kidding, my first time in Mobile, he was one of the first guys to walk up, shake my hand, made me feel welcome. One of the first guys I ran into, and I don't know, man, I just took to this guy, and I feel like he's going somewhere. So not only is a great guy in the ring, but out of the ring as well.
nice. Well, speaking of passion, I guess it's my fucking turn to talk. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and sorry for the delays. I had to go and get myself promoted and fuck everything up. You know, I want to also give a special shout out to Devin and Brad. I don't know how I should word this. I kind of feel like I'm to blame for their departure in a sense, but I really don't think. Obviously, they have family stuff. I get that. You know, I'm not saying that, but I miss you guys. You know that. You know, I like you guys. You know, and obviously they're still with us. You know, we still talk, we still text. Great dudes, man. One love all day. And you know, wish them well and hope they're doing well, and they are because we still keep in touch. So, you know, but I you know miss them on the show. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, you know, my job made me drive from the fucking all the way from the East Coast, literally on the East Coast, all the fucking way to the West Coast. And, you know, I got to stop and see family and, you know, everything. And I will say that Arizona and New Mexico on I-40 beautiful states. Like a lot of mountains, a lot of everything. Shout out to that one gas station I stopped at that was charging $8.55 a gallon. That's bullshit and should be illegal. But it is what it is on that. It makes
Hey, James,
what's up?
how do you like driving?
Hate it. I did. I wanted to book a plane ticket to Tampa when I lived 3 hours from it. Fucking hate driving. And I looked up plane tickets for a 3 hour flight or for a 3 hour drive. I looked up plane tickets. So absolutely hate driving.
That's why I wanted to ask. How you like
Oh
driving?
yeah, it was fun stuff. Just hitting the road. I'm gonna get my Matthew McConaughey going. You ever just feel like driving? No, the fuck I don't, Matthew. No, I don't at all. But I don't know, man. It wasn't. I mean, Arizona and Arizona and New Mexico, non-desert style, beautiful states. So shout out Rosie. Like those are really beautiful states on I-40. But yeah, I got here. Went through some personal like world is crashing times, and guess what the guys did? Lifted me right back up because my world was falling. It wasn't falling, but I was just like kind of like, what the fuck did I get myself into? And they reminded me, you got yourself into a pretty fucking sweet deal, and this is a step that in life that's gonna launch me like a fucking rocket. Ironic because I came from Space Coast, but yeah, man, like my walls were tumbling, and literally every one of them lifted me right back up. So greatly appreciate that because I'm doing the damn thing. And like I was saying before we recorded, not to sound arrogant, but there's not a lot of people that can pick themselves up and do what the fuck I'm doing. And when I went to a Primus concert Sunday night, for all that know, I went to a Primus concert, and before the concert kicked off, I was sitting there and I was like, man, you like you're kind of like one of one, and like you're doing the damn thing, and always remember that you're doing the damn thing. And why do I remember that? Because I got my homies right here lifting me up. I was getting pinned, and they threw that shoulder for me. And then sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes, like Stuart Scott said, shout out RIP. Like, you fight and you fight and you fight. And when you can't fight, let someone else fight for you. So that's a great quote by Stuart Scott. But I went to karaoke on Saturday, went to the Primus concert on Sunday. After the Primus concert, it ended a little early. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna go back to the bar I was at. And I walk into the same bar I was at the previous night. And the bouncer stops me and goes, hey man, what's up? And I was like, oh, not much. He's like, we good tonight? And I was like, I think so. He's like, all right, just checking. You know what that means?
I got a good night the night before.
Homeboy got drunk the night before. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm doing the long play, and I've never been one to do the long play, but I'm doing it. And I want to thank everyone for the support. And like it just goes to show, and I know I talk the same shit every week, but it's a fucking fact. Like sometimes you just really can't be afraid to jump, and you just have to fucking do it and go for it. And I hate driving, and I drove this whole fucking nation, And why did I do it? Well, because I know what the end is going to be. It's going to be something to where, and that's not the stop of it, because I'm going to get promoted and then probably go again. And it's just I just hope everybody finds the strength within themselves to take that leap and take that jump. And hey, it's not all going to be sunshine and rainbows, because I was literally laying on I'm still sleeping on my floor. It's triple fucking degrees outside. I'm sleeping on my floor. My AC does not work. I can't take a fucking hot shower because the propane is not on. But guess what? I'm fucking doing it. And I'm doing it with the help of my friends. and my family and everybody, because they know. Because sometimes when I get down on myself, they know, James, you're doing it, dude. Like you're doing it, and you need that sometimes. I'm all for everybody kicking out at their own too, but sometimes you need that tag partner to break up that pin. And these guys broke up that pin, big time. So I don't know, man. It's just like it's exciting, it's nerve-wracking, it's scary, but in the end, I'm gonna finish the story like Cody. And you can't finish that story, unless you finish the story. You can have all the tag team breakups and everything, and I appreciate every single one of y'all. But man, like I got to do this. I know I can do this because I believe in myself, and I believe in myself now because they helped me up. You know what I'm saying?
I believe in James O'Quarrie.
He drove from Melbourne through Oklahoma, Texas, But yeah, like I've lived all over the place. I've done a lot of things, but man, I mean, I get it. Like I get the ending, and it's just fun, and it's something you can tell to people. Because here's another thing: like, there's a girl I work with. She's trying to like get promoted and get her way up, and then I told her the same thing. Like, hey man, we're here to help you. Like, we're here to help you. If you need help getting promoted, making sure your resume's right, making sure this is good, like I'm gonna help you. Like you want to move up in this company? Fuck yeah, let's do it. Like if you got to be serious about it, because that's the thing. Everybody can talk. People do. Everybody can talk. You got to do sometimes, and that's the hardest part of it. You can talk yourself into anything. You got to do the fucking thing.
James, you gotta make sure you word that right when you're trying to tell this girl that you're gonna help her move up in the world. Because I mean, she might take that as an advantage. And
no, she's in college, bro. Like she's young. She's in college. She's getting her like college degree. There's no fucking Harvey Weinstein.
What did I miss? What did I come back to? Wait a minute.
There's no Vince McMahon shit going on here, Mike. Way to interrupt that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah. No, I have no pull. Our HR department, which is, what I'm counteracting to you, our HR department controls everything, and there's no HR bullshit here. But yeah, like, we're here to help, but you have to be the one to do it. And, I'm sitting there watching Les Claypool, one of the best bass players of all time, and I'm just like, man, you're fucking doing it, man. Like you're fucking doing it. Like,
I can take like that right there, make that no comment, because technically I'm Beth's boss, so she can go around and say, "Hey, I'm sleeping with my boss, trying to get up there, and it ain't working."
Nah, our company does not work like that at all.
Technically, I'm her boss, and so hey, you sleep with the boss, might get a promotion.
No. We have to apply, and they read your resume, and this isn't hey, I want to promote you. You're promoted. No. You have to go through a hiring process.
That right there, it's just an inside joke between me, her, and people at work about stuff like that. But it's just kind of funny saying something like that.
It was hilarious.
I might be her boss at work, and she's my boss at home. But I mean,
ain't that truth? You should use your pull as her boss at work to be like, hey, can I get a fucking raise at home? What the fuck? Can you back off a little bit? But no, man. I mean, everything's good. Everything's golden. I'm still waiting on my shit. I'm literally sleeping on the floor. I am sitting in a fucking lawn chair, as y'all know, one of them fold out chairs. I'm talking on my microphone into my laptop. Shady ass internet, but guess what? I'm happy. Like I'm doing the damn thing. I'm happy, and I got my homies here with me. So I live a good life. It all seems like, oh man, James, I'm sorry. Why be sorry? I'm good. I'm golden.
You're living that California dream, baby.
For real. Sleeping on the floor, and I still feel like I'm fucking making it. Like I'm making it. So yeah, shout out to Bryant. We're hanging out right now in person. So, but yeah, man, it's never as bad as it seems, and always try to make it better. And I wish everyone the best. I'm glad that I have my crew here to break up that, make a false finish. Giggity. But yeah, man. So thank every one of y'all for pulling me out of the weeds there. And yeah, man. I mean, we are doing like I'm doing it, I guess, but we are doing it, like y'all are on this journey with me and we're fucking doing it, dude. And we're not gonna stop because I still got another plane. I still got another bus ticket to keep this journey a rolling. You know what I mean? So why not strive for the best? Why not do the best? And why
keep
not?
kicking out at 2, baby. At 2.
Boom. Because that's what we do. But it does feel good, man. And I want to thank everybody. And let's just keep. I'm in a fucking collared shirt, dude. I'm a manager. Me, Drunky McGee, old Barney Rubble at the end of the bar is a manager, And I'm not stopping here. So yeah,
We're saying there we
one
go.
love. Hey, and if you need help, reach out. Please. Life is better with you in it. Reach out if you need help. Find your friends, find your support team. And if they're not lifting you up, they're dragging you down. So find motherfuckers that lift you up because we're meant to fly. We ain't meant to die. And I'll end on that.
Life is good with you in it. It's even better with us in it.
Boom. And that being said, does Bryant have a thing here?
So
How do you feel? I want to know how you feel being on this side of the camera.
it's weird being on camera for the whole time and not just coming in from the heavens. So a little weird. Gonna have to try to get used to this a little bit. Also, didn't read the outline, even though Mike clearly pointed out it was on the drive. So very unprepared. So I'm just gonna do a promotion of my own. James has brought it up himself. The TNT Hall of Fame, George Tragos Luthez Hall of Fame. It's the fun weekend. It's a weekend that I look forward to every year. Get to see old friends, get to meet Hall of Famers and hang out with them. Right now, James and I are probably belly up to the bar, challenging Gerald Briscoe to drinks. Probably,
I'm probably crying to Tony Schiavone because no lie, when he got announced, I was like, I gotta go, and I damn near teared up, and I even messaged Lori Schiavone, shout out, and then it was Schiavone called me for a bonus episode, and I was like, Schiavone, man, this means the world to me, and he's like, you, and I'm like, dude, this is so awesome, like I was happy for him, but yeah, go ahead.
The weekend is just a fun time. You get to hang out, and that's the one reason that I do enjoy this so much is the interaction you have with everybody. It's fellow fans coming together to celebrate what we all love, and the Hall of Famers that are there, they're not sitting behind some rope with security away from you. They're mingling with all of us. We're all having a good time together, whether it's going to the bar and having a drink, sitting at breakfast and hearing stories, going to lunch. There's just so much to do there. Yes, you're in Waterloo, Iowa, where there is unfortunately nothing else to do, but it's a fun time with fans and friends. And, I liken it to what we have with ad-free shows of I've made great friends through that Hall of Fame that I look forward to seeing every year. And it's a great time. I recommend if you get the chance, please come. You don't have to be a lifetime member to come. You can just come for the wrestling. There's a wrestling show. There's an indie company that comes in. Impact Wrestling, Impact Pro Wrestling comes in. They do a show every year that ties in with the Hall of Fame. You can come for the autographs, the banquet, whatever you want to do. It's just, you don't have to be the full weekend, but I just recommend getting out there and seeing it and experiencing it for yourselves. It's a great time. And right now, James and I are having fun at the bar, and we wish you guys could all join us. So, back to
Yeah.
you, James.
Dude, y'all are about to get some of the best stories because the best stories are the ones that are not videotaped or no recording when it's just you hanging out with them guys. You're about to get some of the best stories, man.
Dude, and Wes Briscoe's there, and I used to watch Wes Briscoe in Melbourne at ALW. He was one of the wrestlers there. So to see him, I can't wait to see him in Waterloo, and he'll be like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" That's gonna be cool.
It's a fun, and like I said, it's a fun time. And the list of people that are going to be there that's the who's who. You obviously have the Hall of Fame class, but you've also got I'll call them current names that we know, like a Shelton Benjamin, a Charlie Haas, Tom Pritchard's getting inducted. We mentioned Tony, Arn Anderson, Nikita Koloff will be there, Mark Henry, Sergeant Slaughter, JBL comes in, Gerald Briscoe. They bring in names that and names you don't. And that's the fun part for me is, I'll be truthful. I'd heard the name Rock Riddle. James, you're going to get a crash course in him this weekend and that weekend to where you knew the name, but you become a fan just from talking to the guy. And that's what makes this weekend so much fun.
Dude, Shelton
lineup,
Benjamin, bro. Shelton Benjamin. I was like,
yep.
And he's just going to be like hanging out.
Yeah, I'm looking at this lineup now. I mean, it's like I said, Dan Gable, Shelton Benjamin, Jumping Jim Brunzell, Tito Santana. There's Conrad, Mark Henry, Sergeant Slaughter, Baron Von Roschke, Les Thatcher, Bill DeMoy, whatever you want to call it.
Dickhead. Huge erection.
I heard he is. Thunderbolt Patterson, Don Fry, Brock Henderson, Nikita Koloff. The Berserker, are you kidding me?
John Nord comes out every year. It's fantastic.
Man.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know much about B. Brian Blair, but I'm really, really intrigued to talk to him too.
Bob Roop, Greg Gagne. I mean, dude, y'all gonna have a great time, man.
Yeah, it's a fun time out there. And like I said, and these legends are there and you just interact with them the whole weekend. They're not, like I said, they're not behind a tape. They're not behind security. You can just sit down and have lunch with them and and you hear the stories. You interact with them the whole weekend. And that's what makes it so much fun is, there's none of that. They do like the autograph signing. Obviously they do for like fans coming in and you do that, but the whole weekend's just basically us coming together to have fun and celebrate what we love. And that's why I love it. And every year I'd go and I try to trumpet the horn as much as I can for it because it's a great place. And I call it a hidden gem because it's just, if you don't know about it, if you've never heard about it, you're never going to know it's there. So
do they do a wrestling show every year? Do they tie in a wrestling show every year?
Yep. The Impact
Pro there next year.
Absolutely. And they also do a seminar as well for refereeing and for wrestlers as well. Refereeing is run by James Beard from he ref for WCCW. You would have caught him on screen with the Iron Claw last year as part of that, helping film that to help tell the story for that as well. So, but yeah, we happy to put your name in with the crew to get you up there, Adam.
Dude, I'll legit.
Oh, hey, we should. Hey, no lie, we should get Adam's ass like reffing there next year. Like while we're there, just start promoting. Like, hey, we know a guy. We know a guy.
Easy to do.
Yeah. So Adam, check them DMs, brother.
Dude, that'd be amazing, man.
We're gonna sell you out, son.
Adam's payday is gonna be to fly us all in.
Maybe we can sponsor it.
There you go.
There you go.
The Kickout Crew brings you the Dan Gable Who Does Hall of Fame ceremony.
I don't know if we could pull that off, but it would be fun.
Well, or they can start with their name, brought to you by the Kickout Crew.
There you go.
So,
yeah, I'm definitely down, man.
I want to promote that as much as I can.
We're making the works.
Yeah, it's a fun weekend. I mean, like I said, you make friends and it's just a fun time out there, just interacting. And the museum's great as well. There's so much. They have so many artifacts out there, from jackets to tights to title belts to. If you listen to Bruce Pritchard's show, he talks about the death mask of Maurice Tillet. They have one there as well, and it's you just see how amazing that is to be up close to, and it's just a great time out there. I really, like I said, can't stress it enough. If you're a wrestling fan, you got to make it out there at least once.
And get your name on that plaque, baby. That was so, like, I think I'm right under Bill DeMott or something. Like, I'm right there. That's so sick.
So, but that's all I got this week. I'll send it back to you, James.
Well, you know what's better than or what goes very well with watching wrestling and maybe having a couple adult beverages if you're into that, obviously. Well, what goes better than that with some food? So, Mike, what you got for us this week? Good to be chomping away again, man.
Well, Actually, before I could do that, I want to give a little shout out to my fiance Beth. As some of y'all know, you know, she had since our little break, she had a major surgery going on. They pretty much sliced her stomach open, took her intestines out, did some rearranging, and put them back in. And this girl is still going strong, doing all she can to do whatever she can. So I want to give a shout to her, and everybody out there, throw some strength out there to recover on this thing long. They're giving her, 2 to 3 months out of work and everything else. Like I said, major surgery, just overcoming everything and getting it done. And we got some other stuff on the side that she's going through that we're dealing with now. Hopefully it's not as bad as we want. Now to Mike's Meat Man. And I got something special. It's not quite a dinner. Let's say a snack. We all like snacks, right?
Yep.
Like y'all like
Yeah.
honey buns?
Sorry.
y'all like honey buns?
Sure.
Does a Pope shit in the woods?
All right. Do we like bacon?
Yeah.
All right, then. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a bacon wrapped, stuffed honey bun. Stuffed, right? Well, what are we going to stuff it with? Well, we're going to stuff it with those little weeny, tiny M&Ms. So what you want to do is you want to go say, weave and wave on this bacon. Okay? So you got to do that. And when you take your big, you got to get a jumbo. You can't have one of those little tiny ones. They don't work that good. You got to get a jumbo. You got to get one of those big honey buns. And you poke it with a bunch of those little mini M&Ms. All right? Then you got to throw it on the smoker. On low. As low as you can go. You just want that smoke hitting it. You want to get that bacon. Get that bacon grease inside that honey bun. Okay? So you smoke that. Do it for about an hour. Make sure that bacon's nice and crispy. Then you pull it out. Pull out. That's the main game is pull out.
Yeah. You should learn it sometime. Boom, roasted.
Yeah. Pull it out at the right time. I'm bad at that. I got 3 kids. Shout out. Pull it out at the right time. But I'm telling you what, you take a bite of that bacon wrap honey bun stuffed with M&Ms, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your life so much. You're going to move from Florida to California just to get a piece of this. It's that damn good.
I'm listening.
Try it.
Sounds good to me.
Oh man, we did not miss a beat, boys.
Oh my god. Oh,
I'm just saying. Try it. Don't knock it till you try it. What's it going to cost you? 99 cents for the damn honey bun, $2 for the bacon, and maybe $1.99 for damn mini M&Ms. Try it. And I promise you, it's not a waste of time.
Shout out.
there it is.
What I got.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good. Sounds filling. Oh boy. Yeah, man, it does sound good. But as we move on, does Adam have another thing?
No, but what I will do is I will announce what's going on next week. As Bryant said earlier, him and James will be on Waterloo. So it just leaves me and Mike. So it's just down to us 2 next week. So I figured I'm gonna send a message out in the bottle and see if I can get that message out to the islands in time to have him on the show. So I'm gonna hopefully reach out to Cabana Man Dan to see if he'll join us next week, and we'll let him pick the match what we do, and whether it's a match that he just personally likes or a match that he was in personally, or maybe a match that I refed. I mean, whatever he wants to do is up to him. So if I get that message in that bottle out there fast enough, I hope to have him on the show next week. So it'll be me, Mike, and Cabana Man next week.
Sending out an SOS.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cabana Man
Message
Dan.
in a bottle.
Hell yeah. Cabana Man, obviously friend of the show, faux show, friend of all of us, friend of all of you. You know, don't cast away on his talents or he'll flip flop chop you.
Actually, as we record this weekend at Primetime Wrestling, he's having a flip flop on a pole match. You know, because he does the flip flop chop. So it's him and Roma Miller. Roma's been running his mouth about Cabana Man and talking about all he can only wins his match because he uses his flip flop to cheat and this, that, and the other. So the powers that be at Primetime said, "Hey, how about we put it up on a pole and whoever gets to it first uses it and beat the hell out the other one." So we're gonna have our very first ever flip flop on a pole match.
That is fucking awesome.
You ever get your ass whooped by a flip flop?
I've been chopped by one. Yeah, it hurts.
No, I got my ass whooped by
It
one
stings, man.
time or two by grandma. You know, I mean, you acting her up and she take that damn flip flop off.
Oh, yeah. The chancla, as some of my friends to the south would say.
Damn right. That was back in their day. They didn't give a damn two shits. They're damn bye.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing in the Spanish culture. I mean, if you watch,
Yeah, the chancla.
Zelina,
Get that ass beat by a chancla.
yeah, Zelina Vega comes out with flip flop. They whoop that ass, man, and it hurts too.
I dig it.
Yeah, that's what we got next week, guys.
I love it.
Fucking A.
So he'll actually be here to talk about that match.
Well, is it about that time?
But that time, brother.
Man, feels good to be back, fellas, fans, family, and friends.
Here we go.
Glad we got to do this.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to look a little different the next time. Well, I record, obviously. Hopefully, jeez, my shit gets here soon. But hey, man, you know, life got in the way, so we had to take a little break. But guess what? We kicked back at it too. You know, had to give an episode. Felt really good doing this. I'm glad we were all able to chime in. You know, because ain't nothing like coming back to the homies. You know what I'm saying? Like, took our time away. Obviously, the 4th of July happened. But here we are, back again. Check in, select in. So, on this new journey, let's begin. So, party on, party people, and let me hear some noise. Because the kick out crew ain't going nowhere. Because we're your boys. You know, it's your show. So, what better way to describe what we do than to kick out at 2? Because, you know, we could have gave up. We could have, you know, done a powder, roll out the ring and hit the back. Nay. We strive for better. We keep climbing for better. And we're not going anywhere. Things may be a little different, but some would say it's still the same. Shout out Bob Seger. But yeah, I enjoyed this, man. The laughs are still here. The friends are still here. So let's all, you know, have an adult beverage and cheer. Because welcome back to the groove of things. I'm glad we're back. Missed you guys. Missed our fans. Missed everybody. And hey, you know, you'll see Mike and Adam next week. You'll see me, Brian, Mike, and Adam, you know, the week after that. And we're just going to keep this train rolling. Because why not? We got shit to accomplish. We got shit to do. You got shit to do. Because this is your show. And we're going to see you next week. You know why? Because you kicked out at 2. Or maybe you had help from your tag team partners and they broke up the count at 2. And that's what we do. And that's what you do. Because, baby, this is your show. Oh, what's that? The Kickout Crew. So I don't want to fuck this up again, for our boy Mikey Mike. So I just have one more thing to say. Good.
Yeah.
Yeet. I don't know where stop is.